Hello, folks. Today we will be talking and taking a look at the famous satanic rituals of the Super Bowl. Of course, those without eyes to see will tell you that it was an awesome halftime show with 6 famous artists paying tribute to famous parts of Compton, the court, and the club. Most see the map on the floor as nothing more than the city of Compton. And of course, the Kneel by M, showing his tribute to former 49ers quarterback. I mean, how cute that all was, am I right? And anyone who sees anything else is crazy, even though anyone with eyes can see it, but I guess choose not to because of pure ignorance. This video was never for them anyways. This video was made for those of you with eyes open and understanding truth. You want to know what this year's occult is going to be doing, so let's begin. Probably just a coincidence and has nothing to do with the satanic occult, but we do notice a few things in this first picture. We see how there are 6 performers: Snoop, Dre, M, Mary, Kender, and 50. We notice that there are 6 containers, which we will get into in a minute, and we notice 3 Impalas, 1963, 1964, and 1967. I know, they have their whole story on why the Impalas were in it, and that is all good for those that submit and listen and believe as they are told. Stories like the whole M kneeling story. Please, I swear people love to believe the narrative as the truth instead of, I don't know, thinking for themselves and seeing it for what it really is. I mean, of course, a bunch of singers who slang gang signs, devil horns, and shows allegiance to the Illuminati and Satan should always be respected as people who care about what the public thinks. But okay, so anyways, we have 6 performers performing in 6 cubes or trailers with 3 Impalas just happening to be years with 6s in each of them. But who am I not to mention the 6-pointed star they make in a later scene? But again, nothing to see here, folks. Now let's take a look at the shape of the containers. A few things come to mind. One is, they could represent the White House and saying things are about to be heating up with war talk. 2, they could represent where those that do not follow along with the agenda will end up, such as FEMA camps or train cars. 3, since the first container, the one with M, is standing on and it falls apart in one scene, looks like the front of a truck, it could represent the Canadian truckers and laughing in our face that they are the ones behind that to cause more chaos in the world soon to come. Not the actual truckers. I know the truckers are really thinking they're doing something for a cause, but really look into who is behind starting the whole campaign and you will see the truth. Or 4, the ground looks like the inside of a computer circuit board, and the white containers represent a computer chip going along with Zuck's satanic metaverse. But because of the submission symbolism and the clothing attire, I'm going with the feel of a repeat of another event in history, and I will just leave it at that. Now moving on to 50 Cent hanging. This can represent a few things. It looks a lot like the Hangman Tarot card, which represents lack of ability to control oneself through independent actions. With this card, there is no avenue or the will to regain control until the situation hopefully has passed. It's the sacrifice of man being in a situation you feel you have no control over. And yeah, these last couple of years never made us feel like that, now did they? Or the fact that we sacrificed our religious beliefs, our political beliefs, our families, our friends to the C-19. No, not at all. Moving on. 2, speaking of C-19, one might say he resembles a hanging bat. And then 3, because his name is 50 Cent, representing money, it means that soon the dollar is going to be upside down or worth nothing or crash. If you don't see a huge market crash happening soon, then wow, go back to the narrative that they give you about why 50 was hanging upside down. At this point in the game, if you are still believing the false narratives the news, Hollywood, the papers, media, social media give you, well then all I can say is I will continue to pray for you, that your eyes be open to truth, and that you will stop following the lies of man as your truth. Oh, the good old M kneeling. I mean, to believe what they are told will love to spend weeks debating with their friends at work and on social media. how the public is getting it all wrong or how he's paying tribute to 49ers. I know, the news said so. Even though some of you get the news as nothing more than propaganda and lies, you still find yourself believing the story. But anyways, like I said, that is fine. But for those closed-minded and who have no clue to what is really going on, will gladly preach. But back to those who can clearly see truth of the satanic occult. What strikes me as odd is many things. Some I will mention, and some, of course, I will leave up to you to figure out. But when comparing apples to apples, we see a few things that will make you say, Here are my tops. Number 1, M is bowing his head, 49ers is not. M has his left knee down, while 49ers is right. M has his wrist on knee, 49ers his elbow. And like I said, there are many other things we can say, but let's get to the real point of M and his kneel. I would have to say it is him kneeling and bowing to his maker, and I'm not talking about the God of all, the God of the Bible. Nope, he is bowing to the one they all, through their signs and symbols, is bowing to. And because it is his left knee, I can only think that he is bowing to the ways of the left. So why did he bow? Besides the obvious, of course, so that the media could spin it out of control, make up a story, get everybody distracted, while they are doing other illegal, unconstitutional things without us seeing, and the usual obvious reason to cause division among the people. They do this all the time. I am hoping to one day have the time to explain how everything is just a stage and drama to them to keep us from seeing what they are really doing. It's important you always keep your eyes open and never be distracted. We see that they are also inside a box in one scene, to say that they are in submission. Then we see them coming out of the box to say that perhaps they are starting to think outside of the box, think for themselves, and how bad this and what the consequences are for thinking for yourself can be. We will later see them imprisoned or in trouble for doing so. Or one could also see it as a person might start to come out of the box and think for themselves, just to realize they are a slave to the elite and their satanic programming, and that no matter how much we believe we can escape the system, they want us to believe we are enslaved and imprisoned to them forever. But anyone who follows the Lord Jesus Christ knows they know that this is a lie, and that he has broken all the chains that Satan thinks he has bound us with. Kendra seems to me like he is acting like the role of a dictator, and we see this as the people that come out are all in full submission to him, walking, moving, looking the same. A few things stand out with the people. One, they all have white hair, and if you understand anything about mind control, you will understand why the white hair. Kanye, after his outbreak at one of his concerts, we were supposedly told he went to the hospital, more like a rehabilitation center, and lo and behold, next time we see him standing next to Donald Trump, he has white hair. So this to me is symbolism for mind control or full submission. Those who listen to what they are told are good. Now this one that many of you probably did not see and will go back to check because it is crazy but true, you will notice that the dancers all had a light or glow in their right hand. But then we notice the next set of dancers that come on the scene do not have a glow in their right hand and are all in prison outfits. Say what? No way. Yes way. Meaning, it sounds like to me those who choose to, think for themselves and decide to come out of the false narrative and start realizing we are all being lied to, look like those ones are imprisoned for thinking outside of the box. That is another one I just thought of. The ones with the mark were inside the box. The ones who thought outside the box were in prison gear. Moral of the satanic message: continue submitting and obey, believing their false narrative, live, disobey, and think for yourself, get locked up. Now many of you will say, then lock me up, and I say, LOL. Do you know how many liars and fake people out there are telling their friends and family one thing, but yet walking the line along with the satanic puppets, wearing their face diapers and getting vaxxed, and yet telling other people they aren't, they are against it, and no, they are lying? Serious. If you are one of those people, then I'm sorry you are lying to yourself and need to sit down with the rest of them, because you don't deserve to call yourself a truther. We can't forget Dre giving tribute to his master at the end by hand gesturing devil horns. So in conclusion, just letting us know who is trying to control the world and deceive them all in the end times. We see he is continuing to use his minions and puppets to pull his strings, just like he does in all forms of politics, religion, and entertainment, still getting the many to follow him straight into damnation, while the few, the ones with eyes to see through his lies, the ones who choose to follow the truth and not to fool themselves by lying to everyone around them. I will end this. The many are those who saw it for nothing more than entertainment, the ones who follow the world and their fleshy desires. The few who saw it for what it really is, these are the ones that Jesus is talking about in the Bible verses when he says, Matthew 7:13, Enter ye in the strait gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there will be which go in thereafter. Matthew 7:22-23, Many will say to me in that day, Lord, Lord, and then will I profess unto them, I never knew you, depart from me. And when you know it is a lie you are being told, or you choose the lie to yourself, then you follow the father of lies, like the many straight to damnation. But if you follow truth, it is the only way you are led to the Father. John 14:6, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh unto the Father but by me. Look around, folks. We are living in end times, and this is no time a person should be gambling with their eternal salvation. You cannot follow two masters. It's time either you follow the world into damnation, like the many, or you die to the satanic world, repent daily, follow all of his commandments, fast often, pray, and read his word. Truly believe in him daily, not just through your words, but your actions as well. God will know those who truly believed in him and didn't just say they believed in him. May God bless us all.